Hey YouTube, Fuzzy here. It's been a little while since I've released a video, so I wanted to get everyone caught up. I've got some messages, people asking what's the latest on the Astro. Well, as you can see, I am not standing next to the Astro. This is the new project. To make a long story short, I went to go look at a motor for the Astro and came home with a boat. And there is a motor attached to it. It wasn't the motor I originally even went to look at. It's like I said, a long story, but to make it short, the Astro is gone. I had intentions on doing it anyway, getting this one ready to fish for this coming season, and then still working on the Astro, but things happen, and the boat it's at its new owner's house right now. So this is a new project. What is it? Well, it's basically my dream boat. It's a 1989 Bass Tracker 1600 TF. It's a 16-foot boat. It's basically what, as a kid, in my first video, I always talked about seeing on the water, seeing in the showrooms, drooling over, and I finally own one, to make it short. So I'm gonna give you guys a tour of it, talk about what we'll be doing, and we'll take it from there. Stick around. I got a little excited before filming this. I've already done a couple projects to the boat, the first of which is this swing away tongue with the tongue in one piece. There's really no room to walk around it, and hit your shins once or twice and that's the end of it. So got that handled real quick. New safety change as well. The old ones weren't terrible, but the instructions for this say that this needs to pull from here, so I changed them out anyway. Nice new chain, I don't have to worry about it. I've got a video coming out on this. You guys will be seeing it soon. The trailer tongue I moved, got it back out of the way. It was originally here, so I moved the jack back here. Trolling motor, 56 pound thrust, 24 volt motor guide. It's actually Tracker branded, but motor guide. Interesting thing, and if anyone has any comments or thoughts on this, this bracket appears, although dirty, appears to be good, but right here is where the cable goes, but there's nothing to hold it, so the trolling motor is free to bounce. Interestingly, I picked up a motor stand from a gentleman who had essentially the same motor bracket on his motor guide, and his was the same way, and these were bowed out as well. So at first I thought it was maybe a damaged bracket, but now I'm thinking maybe it's something from motor guide. Let me know your thoughts, guys. As you can see, the paint is got some oxidation. I did kind of hit it with some rubbing compound. You can see where it got real shiny there. We'll see what we can do. I'll be looking for some ideas to shine it up. We're not looking for perfection, but we definitely want to make it look good. This is the motor that came with the boat. 70 horse, 1976, I believe, Evinrude. The biggest downfall is no power trim, no tilt trim on it. So, not happy about that. The good news is I have a new power plant. And there it is. You guys will see that in a later video. It's a bit of a surprise. So, the bilge area. This boat is set up a lot differently than the Astro. Gas tank is behind here. You actually have to slide the gas tank forward to get to the bottom bolts to re-rig the motor, which I thought was interesting. Came with a Group 29 battery. It's pretty well junk. Actually came with 3 batteries. This one, this guy here, and the depth finder was actually hooked up to that one in one of the tackle storage wells. Was kind of interesting. This Minnkota Mk 330D, this was actually a new toy I picked up when I went to pick up the new boat motor for this thing. So 3 bank, 10 amp per bank, run one on the motor battery and the 24 volt trolling motor. There's my 3 batteries and my charger. Picked this up for a great price. Nice gentleman had it upgraded to a 4 bank because he went to a 36 volt charger or a 36 volt trolling motor and needed the 4 bank. Pretty dirty in there. Got some cleanup. There's some wires, etc. I've already kind of started to use the boat as a bit of storage, parts and stuff. The seats are not great, but they'll work for now. We'll clean them up, make them look good. It'll get me through the fishing season. The floor appears to be okay. I'm sure it's probably won't be forever. It's got a rod locker, one big storage bin. These older boats, it's kind of interesting because this one compartment here, all of this is storage once you open that, except for the rod locker. Can't decide if I want to eliminate that and go for something a little more modern. The LEDs and the rub rail look, I like it. It looks clean. There's always the argument, is it legal or not? We'll see. These are actually part of the controls that come with the secret motor for this boat. The way they rigged this boat is kind of interesting. The factory key is actually there. All the gauges and everything are there. The radio's gone, which, bummer. I won't be playing my cassettes. But the previous owner told me that the 115 horse motor, which is the max for this boat, got blown up for whatever reason. And so he bought a used motor, which is the 70 horse on it now. And they did something interesting. They have the control box here, which is obviously not tracker factory. It's got the key in it, the choke with the throttle switch here. And the interesting thing is they left all of the wiring for the factory stuff, including that, for you guys that know OMC, they've got that red plug. But when they rigged the boat, they pulled the factory throttle gear selector off, and they put this in its place and ran the wiring and such. And then in here, there is that factory plug. So although the motor I bought has controls with it, I can just, and what I plan on doing is reverting back to the tracker factory stuff, making it work again. As you can see, I've got some wiring to clean up. It's no big deal. Somebody cut some stuff. These look actually like the factory tilt trim, because it does have the tilt trim switch up front. That's the prop that came with the motor. Came with the boat, you know, get you off the water, barely. Interesting. So, a much different project for now. I think ultimately, probably we'll rip it down, redo the stringers and stuff, but that's not going to happen right away. It's already February 8th today, so I really want to get this boat ready to go, get it rigged, put some new batteries in, clean up the wiring, you know, get everything handled, ready to go, so we can take this thing out on the water when it comes time to do that. That's a big goal of mine. Take my dad fishing this year, you guys know that. So we're gonna make that happen with this boat. The trailer, it's the Tracker Marine factory trailer. Tires are decent. It's got bearing buddies. Probably need bearings redone. I'll probably just replace them. It's easy peace of mind. Trailer's in good shape. Needs new lights. What trailer doesn't? The keel of the boat, as you can see, it's got some rash on it down through. Looks like the gel coat. It's also got some scratches down there. This is you know, an old boat, but have to take care of that keel. Don't want the bolt to leak and ultimately sink on me. So I don't want it to look good. So that'll be a project we need to do here very soon before it actually becomes waterworthy. Alright YouTube, there's the latest. New boat, new projects, something different. Wasn't planning on doing this. Wasn't planning on getting rid of the Astro, but sometimes what you really want, and it just kind of falls into place for you. So it's kind of what happened here. I wasn't really looking to buy a boat, and since I already had one, two actually, and it just worked out that way. So, but this boat is not without challenges, not without a lot of great content to put on YouTube, help some people out. As always, looking for suggestions, help. Some things, like the paint is going to be a big one for me. Removing the oxidation and which path to take, color sand or wet sanding, rubbing comma, whatever the case may be. So guys, stick around. Feel free to comment, let me know your thoughts, what would work out best, and we'll get it done. We'll be fishing in no time. Thanks everyone.